Okay, good afternoon once again. We're on to mathematics for grade 11, and I'm your instructor once again, Jarvis Jabo. For some time now, we'll be looking at the matter of algebraic fraction. Our reference textbook has been New General Mathematics Book 2, that's SS2, and we're trying to go question by question. We have been able to exhaust exercise 17A. We are now on exercise 17B, and we have done 12 questions from that. So we'll continue today by looking at that same exercise 17B, but now from question 13. So in solving this, the first thing we need to do, up until now, I've talked about taking aspect by aspect, but sometimes you may need to multitask. Is that the right word to use? You may need to look at ideas that you can take care of as they come. So I'm going to apply that approach from now. I guess you have done a lot of exercises before now, and now it will be easy for you to apply that technique. So what I'll do, I can handle this easily. So I'll have m plus n into m minus n. You should be very conversant with this one now. Divided by m squared minus 2mn plus n squared times. The first thing I'll do now is to turn this. Please don't try to do too many things at the same time. For me, I may be able to do that, but for you, it might be important that you try to take care of them one at a time. So this will be m squared minus mn divided by m squared plus mn. So the next thing you try to do now could be to try to take care of this. Could be to what? Try to take care of this. So I will now begin to use a different approach to this. Now let me take care of this way. Now, I expect that by now, when you see something like this, you should know that this is the same thing as this. At this level of learning, you should be able to tell that this is the same thing as this. So if that is in place, and you understand why that is that, we can now come to work here. This will now be m plus n into m minus n over n minus n into n minus n. So what you do, once you notice what can cancel out, cancel it out. That's the best approach. Deal with the problem as they come. Times. Now look at this will be n into what? N minus m over what? M into m plus n. Now what else can you notice? This can be dealt with immediately too. So look at this. I want to make this m minus n. So I can factor the negative out there. So I'm going to have minus n into m minus n all over what? M into what? M minus n. And this m minus n is this one. Or let's write that one first. Some of us by wide reading might find it quite demanding to know why that is that. Times what? N. So this will go with this, and my final answer becomes minus n over n. I hope that's that's understood.
Yeah.
Okay, so for purpose of this question, I will solve here and keep any argument I need to do this way. Now, if you look at the question here, I have 4 items I need to take care of. This, and this. So I will come to the other side of my board and do an analysis of all of them, and then finally transfer what I have to this part of the board. I'm doing that on purpose so that I will be able to make my work as neat as possible. Remember, I said that the purpose of this course is not to teach you factorization. The ideal thing is that you should know your factorization very well to be able to attempt algebraic fraction. But I'm only giving you a bonus. And that's why it looks as if I'm slow. I'm giving you a bonus to ensure that if your factorization process has not been very solid, this can be a consolidatory class for that. So let's pick the items one after the other. The first one we have is a squared minus ab minus 6b squared. So what would that give you? We start by taking the sum of factors, the product of factors, and we'll now take the factors. So if you go by that, the sum of factor here is minus ab, product of factor here is minus 6a squared b squared, and then the factors itself will be negative and positive. How do I know that? Because the product is negative. Now, to now confirm which will be bigger, I will look at the sum. The sum is negative, implies that the negative number is bigger. So I can break 3 and 6 to become what? 3ab and what? 2ab. So with that, I can rewrite this to be what? A squared minus 3ab plus 2ab minus what? 6b squared. So I factor a out, I'm going to get a minus 3b plus 2b, I'm going to get a minus 3b. So this will be a minus 3b into a plus what? 2b. So I'm done with the first one. So let me do the second one. A. So I haven't gotten that. I'll transfer the answers here. So that will be a minus 3b into a plus 2b over. So I come to this point now. I'll have a squared plus ab minus 6ab squared. Now, if you're smart, you discover that the only difference is that this one is plus and this is what? Minus. So it means that the signs will change. So just be a plus 3b into what? A minus 2b. And sometimes in an exam, some of us will begin to solve from the beginning. No. That's why I said that your strong knowledge of algebraic fractions, factorization is needed here. Your strong knowledge of factorization is needed here. So I've looked at it by comparison. The only difference between this and this is just that the sign here is negative, here is positive. So it means that now the factor, this one is now negative, this one is positive. So I'll write that a plus 3b into what? A minus what? 2b. You see that by just having that knowledge, I'm able to solve this one very quickly. Now let's come to this. A squared minus ab minus 2b squared. What would that give you? Sum of factors will be minus ab, and the product of factors will be minus 2a squared b squared. So factors will now be equal to what? What will the factors be equal to? I will have negative and positive. Why? The product is negative, the sum is negative. So the sum being negative will suggest that my factor, the negative factor, will be bigger than my positive factor. So that will be what? 2 negative 2ab and positive ab. So with that in place, I would have a squared minus 2ab plus ab minus what? 2b squared. So I can factor a out, a minus 2b plus b into a minus 2b. So that settles that. So a minus 2b, we're now going to a plus what? B. So we will now transfer this one here. That will be a minus 2b into a plus b. Now the same iteration works here too. Look at this, a squared minus 2ab minus 3b squared. Okay, this one is quite different. It's quite different from all the others. So this one, we actually need to solve this one out. We need to solve this one out. So sum of factors will be what? Minus 2ab, and product of factors will be minus 3a squared b squared. So factors will be equal to what? Negative and positive. In this setup, the negative will still be bigger. So that will be minus 3ab and what? ab. Negative 3 times 1 will give you that. So from here, we can finish it up to say that a squared minus 3ab plus ab minus 3b squared. What will this give you? A into A minus 3B plus B into A minus 3B. So that settles that. So that will be A minus 3B into A plus B. All right, so with that, this will now be over what? A minus 3B into A plus B. So what do you do here? This can cancel this. You see, notice that I'm doing the whole work this way. And see, this one has taken quite a lot of time. But if your knowledge of this is very sound, in less than how many, whatever, you'll be able to do this one. Like if I were to solve this, I can look at it and tell what the factors will be by just looking at it, because I have been solving for years. Some of these things will come with practice, serious practice. So this will go with this. This will go with this. And my final answer is A plus 2B over A plus 3B. I always add a footnote to say that, please, your duty is to go over what we have done. And if in the course of revising you discover we made a mistake, do well to make comments and send to us, and we will then have to revisit the video and perhaps make relevant corrections to that. Now, we are on to question 15. It looks quite a big one, and this is one of those questions you have to be very, very careful. Now, I'll pick the numbers first. If I look at 5 and 10, the HCF is what? 5. I'll pick 5 out. I can pick A out. I can pick B. I can pick C. So what will be left? This will be C minus 2D. You have to be very careful when you're handling this one. I can pick 3 out. I can pick B squared out. I can pick C. I'll be left with C minus 2D. I'm right with that. Please confirm if we have the question correct. Confirm if the question is correctly copied. All right, then times 12BC squared D over 10ACD. I can cancel 5 here. Cancel 2, I'll get 5. Cancel 2, I'll get 6. Cancel 5, I'll get 1. Cancel 5, I'll get 1. You have to be very careful when you're canceling here. 1 and 2. Now, the rule is this. If it looks too cumbersome for you to see, go to another line and write ABC into C minus 2D over B squared C times BC squared D over ACD. At this point, I can cancel D with D. C and C will cancel this C. What else? A will cancel this A. B and B will cancel this B squared. So invariably, I'm left with C into what? C minus 2D. But like I always advise my students, you need to go back, solve and check whether the course of solving I have not made a mistake or I have not what? Forgotten something. And I just noticed something here too. I don't know if it's right for me. I'm seeing a 2 here. 6. See it, there's a 2 here. I see that there's a 2 here, and I didn't account for that 2. So that will be 2C. So it's possible that I may have made a mistake. It's possible that maybe 5. I think I've also noticed something else. Look at this. C minus 2D. Look at this. So this will cancel this. I seen that. So my final answer becomes what? 2 times this C, which is what? 2C. So you see that even I, with all my years of experience and whatever, I could fall prey to this kind of mistake. That's why you need to do them gradually. So maybe the approach I've taken may be too fast for you. You can start by doing them one after the other. If it takes you 10 minutes to get it right for the first time, do it. With time, you begin to improve till where you can now run everything in less than 2 minutes. All right, for the other one, look at this. This will be equal to C into C minus D over D into D minus E divided by D into D minus C over C into D minus E. So at this point, you can now apply the turning. This will be C over C into C minus D over D into D minus E times C into D minus E all over D into D minus C. So with that in place, I can easily cancel what? Okay, I can't cancel anything. Can I? Okay, I can cancel this. But there's something connecting these two. So I will do this. C over C into C minus D over D times C over minus D into what? If I suck out negative from here to turn this, factorize negative, you turn this towards C minus D. You're well conversant with that. So that will be, maybe I should just note that again. Some persons may have that as an issue. Now look at this. Just a footnote here that, look at that, D minus C is equal to minus C minus D. So that will be equal to what? This will cancel this, and I'm going to be left with what? C squared over what? D squared minus. Positive divided by negative will give you negative. Okay, that's question 17 on the board. E squared minus 5e plus 6 over e squared plus 2e minus 3 divided by 3e minus 9 over 2e squared plus 6e. So I could start by taking care of this part. This will be e squared minus 5e. Okay. Maybe we should start with this. So sum of factors will be minus 5e. Product of factors will be 6e squared. So factors will be equal to minus 3e and minus 2e. Negative, they will be negative. And as such, you have e squared minus 3e minus 2e plus 6. Meaning that e will now go into e minus 3 minus 2 into e minus 3. And that will be e minus 3 into e minus 2. Now, sum of factors here will be 2e. Product of factor here will be negative 3e squared. So factors will now be 1 positive and 1 negative. Now, because the product is negative and the sum is positive, we expect the negative to be smaller. All right, so that will suffice for that. And then we can now have e squared minus e plus 3e plus 3e minus 3. So you factorize that, that will give you e into e minus 1 plus 3 into e minus 1. So from here, you get that this will be e minus 1 into e plus 3. So you've gotten all of that. Your task now is to transfer this into this part. So I'll have e minus 3 into e minus 2, where I had this, over, I'll have e minus 1 into e plus 3, where I have this, times 2e squared plus 6e over 3e minus 9. Notice that I've not touched this, because when it comes to this, it's best you take one operation per time. Now, this will now give you e minus 3 into e minus 2 over e minus 1 into e plus 3 times 2e into e plus 3 divided by 3e into e minus 3. So with that in place, you will cancel this, you will cancel this. You cancel this and you cancel this. You cancel this and you cancel this. So invariably, what you're left with now is e minus 2 times 2 divided by what? 3, or rather, e minus 1 times 3. So that will give you 2 into e minus 2 all over 3 into e minus 1. So like I will always say, it's subject to your personal check and verification. But with the best of what I have done, oh, sorry, I think I've just spotted an error. Now, this is 3, not e. So this is just 3. So with that, we have to do some adjustments. So the e, this will be what? Please, thank God I noticed that. That will be e. So let's do that adjustment. And then this will be what? 2e over 3. 2e over 3. Now, like I did explain to you, sometimes when you're having problems like this, these errors are almost inevitable. So once you notice them, you would have to deal with them quickly. All right, so I'll give you time to copy, and by way of assignment, I want you to solve question 18 and question 20 and submit that to me today. I want that submission done today, 18 and 20, but I'll do you the honors of solving question 19. I think question 19 looks a little different from what we have. So we'll start by taking the factors this way. So I have x squared minus 3x minus 14 minus 4 rather. And I also have x squared minus 4x plus 4. Now, this one is easy to get because remember that if I square this, if I have, this will be x minus 2 into x minus 2. That was very easy to get. If I square this and I add it, and I'm getting this, it means that that one is taken care of. Now, this one too, by inspection, I know this is x minus 4 into x minus 1, x plus 1. Minus 4 times 1 will give me minus 4. Minus 4 plus 1 will give me what? Minus 3. So by inspection, we're able to get that. So I'll come here and say x minus 4 into x plus 1 over x into x minus 4. So you see this one I can easily cancel out. Plus x minus 2 into x minus 2 divided by x minus 2 into x plus 2. So this will go with this. So what I have is x plus 1 over x plus x minus 2 over x plus 2. Now the LCM will be x into x plus 2. This divide this, I'll be left with this. So I'll have x plus 1 into x plus 2. This into this, I'll have x into x minus 2. I've seen that. So with that, I can now simplify what is on top. I can do what? Simplify what is on top. So simplify what is on top, I'm going to have x into x plus 2 plus, that's this times this one, then this times this one, plus 1 into x plus 2 plus x squared, opening this one, minus what? 2x all over x into x plus 2. So this will be equal to x squared plus 2x plus x plus 2 plus x squared minus what? 2x all over x into x plus what? 2. This will now give you x squared plus x squared plus, this will go with this, plus minus, so plus x plus 2 over x into x plus 2, and that will give me 2x squared plus x plus what? 2 over x into what? X plus what? 2. I think this is what the final answer will be with the limitation of errors being made. I think this is what your final answer would likely be, because they said it's what? It's addition I'm seeing here. It's addition I'm seeing there. But if it were to be division, then or multiplication, the answer will change. But I'm working with what I'm seeing there is addition. So if addition is assumed correct, this is what the workflow would look like. All right, we are done with our class for today, and I will trust that you will take out time to review some of these things. And then I'm trusting that when I meet with you in my next class, you would have gone higher and higher.